But it is much easier to go ahead and be confused and be lost and be misled than it is to be a person of character who says, this is what I value, this is what I want to live by, these are my standards, these are my boundaries, right? It is much easier to go ahead and do that, so that's why most people do that. It is much easier to go ahead and scroll. And like I said, I'm a victim of all of these things as well, but like I said, I'm more intentional than the average person, I'd say. It is much easier to go ahead and do that than it is to be very, very intentional, to be very, very curative, right? You must. It's these are just basic things of life. This is what I'm saying. These are just basic things of life, right? So you consume what is in front of you, right? From what you consume, what is the most valuable out of all the things you can consume? You consume more of that and you get rid of the excess, right? This is how the human brain was set up. What you evaluate your environment, right? What is useful, what is useless? Okay, this is useless, I don't need to focus on this. This is useful, I'm going to focus on this. But yeah, you got people who are absolute idiots, who are confused, who say, "Okay, this is all that I can consume." Okay, perfectly fine. I'm going to consume all of it and that's it. They have no further thought. And like I said, then they wonder why they're confused. They wonder why people are doing better than them. And it's simply because you are lost. You're losing a game and you don't even know the game's even being played. You're being played and you don't even know what's going on. You're a victim. Truly a victim. And most people don't even know it. Like I said, I find that absolutely mind blowing. And like I said, within all these things, man, all of these things, we have all this information. Like I said, it's pretty much free. Most of this information is free. You can learn about anything and everything that you would like to learn about. Yet people lack the implementation, and they lack the ability to utilize their resources to their advantage. Don't you just find that absolutely funny? I find that ridiculous, man. I find that ridiculous. I have personally I've utilized my resources to my advantage, right? I've had taken the time that most people don't do to do what I mentioned earlier, which is to evaluate what is most important, and from there, act on the things that are most important. Focus solely on the things that are most important. Get rid of as much of the useless shit as you possibly can. But like I said, the reason why people are so confused is because they don't even take a second thought, man. They just don't even take a second thought. They say, I'm just gonna watch whatever. I'm just gonna do whatever because this makes me happy, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Instead of saying, okay, well, let me act like the future does exist, because for the most part, for most people, it will exist. You must act like it does, because quite frankly, it probably is for most people, right? But if you here's the thing, if you just do what you want right now, if you just do what makes you happy right now and act almost as if the future won't exist, in the future you're going to be in the same position. It's almost as here's the thing, you're all the thing all, the only difference that's going to be is you've wasted time, but you're in the same exact spot. That's the only difference. And that's what people that's here's the thing, that scares the shit out of me. That is why I learn as much as I possibly can. That is why I utilize my resources as best I can, right? That is why I make motion, because quite frankly, I cannot live like that, brother. I cannot live like that. And and I mentioned earlier on this, right? It's almost like it's been set up for us like this. There's never been a time, unlike today, where we have too much information, right? Like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, right? We went from having minimal amount of information where, like I said, you might have to read it out of a book, you might hear it on the news, right? Very, very limited, right? To too much information, the internet, people posting all types of shit, right? Many, many news outlets now, that more than ever, right? You're not just hearing it from one or two resources, you're now hearing it from all types of resources, right? And it should be your call. You should be more intentional with these things. You should act as if you actually have control over these certain things, because quite frankly, most people are victims, man. Most people are truly victims. They're getting taken advantage of left and right, and they don't even know what's going on, man. It's an interesting sight to see. And the way that I seen this personally, man, is I started having a lot more conversations with people, man, especially people my age. I'm sorry, man. Even some of the smartest people that I've met, They have a very, very superficial understanding of how this life actually works. They don't have their, like I said, the basic things that I mentioned earlier, man. The basics, the values, the morals, the standards, the boundaries, what they're willing to accept, what they're willing to not accept, right? What a man of character actually looks like for them. They have these basic things that they should be ultra clear on. Now, like I said, 20, 30 years ago, it was very, very clear for a lot of people. These basic things, they just don't, they're just not clear at all. It's just so funny. It's just so funny. Like I said, I don't care how smart you are, you're gonna run into problems that I would never have. You're going to run into problems that if you just had these things clear, you would never run into these things. And these are these simple, basic, fundamental problems that most people deal with, right? If you just I don't understand why people do, they don't think like this, but I just don't understand it. There's basic problems that a lot of people have, right? Confusion right now is one of them. This is a basic level problem, right? I'm not saying the solution is particularly easy, but I'm saying it's not as complex as you think, as people make it out to be, right? A lot of people are confused in today's society, right? Observe the people who aren't confused. What makes them not confused? What do they know that you don't? Do they have purpose? Do they have the morals? Do they have values that they live by? Are they acting like a man of character? Do they have self-discipline? These are just the basic things, man. What gives them meaning in life, right? Why? And then ask the questions. Why do I not have a purpose? Why do I not have meaning in life? Why am I not clear with my values? Why am I not clear of what a man of character looks like? Why am I not acting like a man of character? Right? That is going to clear up most of the confusion that I've been talking about on today's episode, right? But it's almost been set up for us to lose this way with the abundance of information. People don't want to learn nowadays. They just want to consume. They want to consume, and they're gonna learn, all right, but they're gonna learn about a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. They're gonna want to learn about a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. And like I mentioned, then they're constantly gonna have these problems that they're going to encounter, and they're gonna wonder why they're in that position. When in reality, they did no work to get them out of that position or to avoid them from that position altogether. They don't do their due diligence at all. They don't have any aspiration to learn. And that, like I said, that truly just doesn't help at all, right? So with this being said, right, I'm gonna give you this very, very basic concept. I've kind of discussed it throughout this podcast, but I want to give you this concept that I want you to go ahead and utilize, because I do believe that this is probably going to be one of the most useful things that you possibly can do, especially within this generation, right? This is what I do. This is what I would recommend any and everybody to go ahead and do. Oh, before I say that, right, I just want to give you this last observation, right? People don't know that they have to curate what they consume. They just consume, right? They just watch content, they just watch shows, they just watch movies, they just watch sports, and they forget, or they don't even know, that they need to curate their things. There are certain things that are better for you, there are certain things that don't matter. And I would say 90% of things that you watch probably don't matter, hopefully. Or not hopefully. 90% of things that you watch probably don't matter, right? If you're watching shows, oh my God, that character, this and this, it doesn't matter, brother. It doesn't matter. We all know it doesn't matter. Why are you convincing your own mind that this matters to your life when in reality it doesn't matter? This person doesn't even exist. It's just stupid, dude. It's just dumb. When you really break it down like that, you realize how dumb people are, man. Like this is a struggle that I have time and time again. They just worry about shit that doesn't even exist. It's not even real. It's just not even real, dude. I don't know, why are you putting your time, attention, energy on things that's fucking not real, dude. That just blows my mind. It doesn't matter. It just does. Here's the thing. Not only does it not matter, it doesn't affect your life at all. You're the same person before and after. All it is you just wasted time. That's it. These people who just, I'll give you an example. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but these people who just watch shows, like, do you not have anything more important in your life to go ahead and do than to just watch a show that doesn't matter, that doesn't contribute to your life at all? You're worried about a character. You're getting anxious. You're getting some feelings. You're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? Let me tell you what's gonna happen next. You're gonna waste your time. You're gonna be sitting on the couch for another 2 hours so you can catch up on 2 episodes that's just going to waste your time. And you're going to feel productive because, oh yeah, I got through the season. Bro, it doesn't even, they're not even fucking real. What are you doing with your life? It just blows my fucking mind, bro. Every day I see this, I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? Why do you even care? It doesn't even matter. They don't care about you. That's just dumb, man. Curate your content, man. If you're gonna consume certain things, consume with intent, brother. Because if you don't, you're gonna wonder why you're confused, and you're only confused because you're doing shit that doesn't matter. You have conflicting values. You want to be smarter, don't you? Act smarter. I don't like it's just it's that simple, right? If you just do dumb shit, you're gonna get dumb results, and you're gonna be a dumb person for doing that. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. But most people just don't. I don't understand it. Like I said, most people just don't even think like that. I don't understand it. But yes, do this right here. Like I said, if you want to contribute to the betterment of society, right? Consume content. Everybody's gonna do it anyways, right? You're gonna consume content, right? Whether you're watching this or whether you're watching something else, you're going to consume something, right? And with this being said, after you consume, you want to begin to curate. Curate basically means evaluate what is of the most importance. Evaluate what is of the least importance. So, for example, most of these streamers that you'll see, most YouTube videos that you will watch, most TV shows that you will watch, most sporting events that you will watch, most, like I said, movies, whatever it is, right? Most of the shit doesn't matter. Most of the content that you scroll and watch some random ass video that truly doesn't matter, right? That shit just doesn't matter. So act as if it doesn't matter, right? Don't waste your time. Don't waste your subconscious programming on something that doesn't even matter, right? Focus on what is most important, right? And then you lean into the side of what's most important, right? And then from there, create something that is of that somebody would say, okay, this is of importance, right? This is of value. This is of importance. I would like to consume more of this. Make things that contribute to that side. Because here's the thing, people are going to consume anyways, but you're either on one or two sides. If you want to contribute to the betterment of society, consume, curate, and create content. Create something. Create some type of information where somebody would say, ah, that is a good piece of information. That is something that I would like to learn. That is something that I would like to see again. Because if not, you're just a victim. You're simply just a victim. That's all I have to say, man. It's just simply what it is. You're just a person that's just scrolling, doing nothing, being mindless, wasting your time, laughing at dumbass videos, ha 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 ha, about a video that doesn't matter at all, about some shit that it's just dumb. Like I said, once you begin to observe that's how most people move. It's just so stupid, man. It's so dumb. It's mindless. It's purposeless, right? And you should not move purposeless within this life, because that is when you will find yourself being the most confused. Is when you're moving with a lack of purpose, when you're moving with a lack of intent, when you're moving with a lack of values, a lack of morals, a lack of character. That is when you're the most confused. That is when anyone is the most confused. And that is why most people are confused in today's society.